Hello, and welcome to another update video about Natgas. So lots of selling pressure today in the market. As I said yesterday, it certainly has space also in a short-term bullish scenario in which we would want to see Natgas price to rally higher here in a C wave off wave 4. It has space to test out the orange support area, the entire area. For me, the $2 level, or 2024 here on the futures chart, is really the determining factor between a possible rally in a third wave of a C wave, again off wave 4, or a break to new lows. Again, as always, it is the wave 2, the first deep retracement, that tells the truth. This is certainly a possible bottoming process, but price again is coming back quite deeply. And so far there is no sign that this correction is over. So for the last few days we've been tracking here possible impulse to the upside, and this as an ABC structure, a flat pattern, would be an expanded flat. If this is going to work out and is going to rally to the upside. This move up was obviously not impulsive. We talked about that. It looked very corrective, a bit choppy. And now we are testing that support area again. The C wave is now below A. That's ideally what you want to see in a so-called expanded flat pattern, but really now shortly we should see here some kind of a reaction, or it's going to get difficult. And we can also measure a target for the C wave, but I think that is already, well, it depends on from where I measure it. So here, if I take the length of the A wave, the 2.618 extension, which would be an extension target for the C wave in an expanded flat, would take me to $2.05. Even if I put the wave, so that's one target. If I put the wave 1 up here, which is the alternate, then measuring the A wave, going to the high of the B wave to measure the length of the C, that's basically where we are now at $2.12, $2.13. That's the 1.618 extension. Using the 2.618 extension target, that would be too far down. So there's these two levels here. Current level, where we could see a reaction, but I don't see one. Or under the previous measurement I just showed you, we're talking about $2.05. They're not very reliable levels, but they are certainly levels to watch. In the end, we are now we're heading quite deep into support. We've got, in terms of the retracement targets and pullback zones, we've got here the 213 level anyway. There's a bit of confluence there, but no strong reaction yet. $2.09 and $2.02, but below 202 it's gonna make a new low most likely. So that's the structure we're observing at the moment. No sign it has bottomed yet, but the potential is clearly there. But it just needs, again, Natgas, we need some patience in this possible bottoming process. Quite a frustrating chart at the moment, because it just needs its time. And today again, a bit of selling pressure. So that's the futures chart, and we really need that reaction, which at the moment we cannot really see, but everything should be clear. We've got the sort of invalidation point. I mean, official invalidation for this or of this 1-2 setup is this swing low on the the 195 level of the 14th of April. That's official invalidation. But obviously below the 78.6 retracement, that's already a warning. I try to always give warnings before, because if it heads down so deep into support and breaks it, it typically doesn't hold anymore. Okay, and then you end up with a three-way structure to the upside, which is followed by an impulse to the downside. Certainly doesn't look very healthy at the moment. Strong B wave is okay. Ideally, the move down is then an ending diagonal. This looks like an impulse. It's also okay in a C wave, but this should be finished at some point now. So these are, all eyes need to be on that $2 level. And then we've got the spot chart, slightly different levels here, but here we are nearly at the 78.6 retracement level already. So here I'm going to get concerned now, because this is coming down deeper than it would be ideal. Not yet, it still has space to 197, but at the moment, there's a good chance we're going to break it. And if we're going to break it, then I mean, what could be the count? I mean, the count could be that this is something like a wave 1, this is a wave 2, and we head down in a wave 3 afterwards. But for now. We haven't broken support yet, but yeah, spot chart looks a little bit more, let's say, bearish than the futures chart. And it could very well be that we're going to make a new low here in this B wave, and then the red support zone becomes active again in this B wave, and that could indicate, if we make a new low here, it would indicate that we're not in the C wave yet of this wave 4, but that we are still in, so that we're not in the C wave yet, but that we are still in the B wave. So these are still, the levels to observe. We need to be watching now for a reaction in this support zone. The bulls certainly had a lot of space and time to prove that we are starting with that C wave, but yeah, they are quite weak, I'd say. They are quite weak. And the problem is, slight problem, that we now broke out of this corrective price channel to the downside as well. So the signs, that's what we do the analysis for, the signs of weakness, they are increasing. Ideally, I wouldn't want, in such a move down, price to break out of a corrective price channel to the downside. Now we haven't broken 197 yet. That's the critical support on the spot chart, but it may very well break it. I mean, it still has a bit of space, but might very well break it. Looking at some of the indicators, we're now on the 1 hour chart in the oversold range. Now the 1 hour is not necessarily the most reliable time frame, but on the 4 hour we're also at the in the oversold range, so in a very similar position to where we were before here. For example, this significant swing low that was in February, that was a significant one. Here though, this was not more than a corrective bounce here, but either way we had some kind of a reaction that was in March. So a little bit of a reaction should be coming. The problem now, and this is probably where we are going to see a bit of a decision, is on the daily chart. Is we're about to make a bearish crossover, and if we really get that bearish crossover on the daily, that could fuel further downside, maybe then into the 180, 170 region here. So it tests our patience. So still, if you look at it from a daily point of view, this starts to look quite impulsive. 3 red candles in a row don't give much confidence, and if we break below 197, I'll start to prefer another low. What will be support then? So again, it's 190. The previous swing low will be structural support, and for Fibonacci support we've got 182 and 172 on spot. And if we look at the futures, it will be that invalidation point first. It would be support below $2.02, but we have a bit more space here on the futures chart. We will have 195 and then 168 and 156. So these will be the next relevant support levels, but let's see if it makes a new low. I'll do a bit of a revision of the chart just to outline the next downside targets in a bit more detail. All right, that's my update about Natgas. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.